Welcome to Bet the Farm Podcast, episode number 6, sponsored by Singer Health Center. If the bookies break your back, we got a doctor for you. Singer Health Center. Guys, we got a jam-packed episode as always for you. Nice solid week here with the NFL last week. We're going to go over our cash crops with Brandon. He's got the numbers. Another bad week for the sheep, but we'll forget about that fast. We're going to break down this week's divisional game, so we have some more picks coming for you. As always, red card of the week. Golf is back. I know you guys dug in last week on the Tournament of Champions.
I had a pony.
Like I said, top 5 as always. But congrats to Harris English. Nobody saw that one coming, so gets off the season with a nice W in Hawaii, so that's nice. We got a new little gig going here for Stump the Sheep, so they're going to ask some nice questions. For me, a little like...
He won't get any right, just like he never gets any winners right.
Yeah, I'm struggling hard right now. We have our miscellaneous picks from other leagues. Obviously, NFL is coming down to the very end of the season, so we want to make sure we're giving you winners from across the other leagues around town. We have our Ask the Farm. We posted it again on Instagram. Thank you guys for following, asking some nice questions, so we'll try to get you your questions answered. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, we can only give a few. So hopefully your question made it. UFC is back, so make sure you guys are dialed in this week. We have Brandon the Pig, and the Burn Dog back in action. And as always, a Flaney's review is coming up shortly as well. Boys, we had a special birthday over the weekend. Miles Singer, 30 years old. How's it feel?
Feels the same.
The same? 30 years old.
It's a little scary, but...
We're all growing up. It's kind of crazy.
I appreciate you guys being there this weekend. I had a great time.
Yeah, I wish I wasn't there, but I mean, I'm going to turn 30 every now and then, so here we are.
We had a weekend. I wish every weekend could be like that. Not because it was like centered around me, but because we were all out. Even you came out.
I'm surprised Jared knew what we were talking about. That whole entire introduction, he's sitting there putting in as many bets
Honestly, I was trying to take Rhode Island
Just
live because Tree gave us that pick like 30 seconds until it started.
That's what a farmer does.
So I'm over here just doing what I'm supposed to do. But hey, I still have my one ear peeled and heard... you guys talking about the biggest loser at the table's birthday, so it is what it is. Well, actually, that's not a fact. The biggest loser at the table, as Brandon's going to get into, this will be a nice segue to Brandon. Give us, I guess, the recap of our picks this past week and how we did.
All right, let's get into a little recap. So I'll just start with myself. Dino, staying on top. I haven't had a losing week yet. I was 2-1, hit on the Scotty Scheffler over Cam Smith cash crop in golf. I told you guys, golf's my sport. I didn't hit a winner this week. I'll touch a little bit later on that. I had Berger there at the final round, down 3 on Sunday. Always think you have a chance when you got a pony like that, but can't complain in a 4-round, no-cut tournament. Also hit on Bucks -2.5 in a teaser with the Bills -0.5. What do I keep telling you guys? Tease through the key numbers. And guess what? Both needed the teaser because both the other teams covered.
Pretty sure Farmer and I warned you about the Colts, and we were kind of right on that one.
I know, and I said that's fine because I'll take the teaser and get through that key number. And guess what? It worked.
We warned the other one that took the spread, which I'm sure we'll begin to.
So 2 wins there. Lost on Steelers -5 versus the Browns. Cannot predict a game like that ever in your wildest dreams. You could be the most professional handicapper in the history of the world and never predict that. So all time, I'm 11-2-1. That's an 85% win percentage.
Who needs a day job with that?
Yeah.
Just move to Vegas and call it a day.
Jared, our volume better, was 5-3-1 this week. Had a solid mix of golf and football. He won on Adam Scott over Kisner, if you took that. Leishman versus Horschel pushed. Simpson over Cantlay was a loser, which only lost by 1 stroke. DeChambeau over Schauffele only lost by 1 stroke. JT over Rahm was a winner. He hit on the Washington football team by 0.5 point.
I don't think he's lost on the Washington football team all year.
That's his team.
He's literally been locked in on that.
He took him 3 weeks in a row to end the season.
No,
even like during the there's been multiple games I can remember he was back in the football team. Got to be like 7-0 with them.
And what's our favorite acronym on this show? CLV. What does that stand for, Eric?
CLV?
Yeah.
Cleveland?
Closing line value.
Wake up. That line closed at 8. They lose by 8.
8.5.
I get it early on the show, 8.5. And a winner.
That's what we're here for, boys.
Ravens -3 was another winner over Tennessee. That was a bet the farm pick by the 4 of us.
That was too easy.
Easiest bet of the
Beautiful.
week.
And then Juventus over Sassuolo was a nice call by you. You said you called the exact score, 3-1. Am I
Yes,
correct?
we did.
I did. I'll just say we got a little lucky there. Ronaldo scored an extra time. But this, again, closing line value. I told you earlier in the week was -1 right before kickoff. It was 1.5.
Yeah,
So
I had 1.5. And
yeah,
I had the
Ronaldo,
one.
baby.
took
the sheep
one.
waited till right before game time to put
course.
it in.
And
Juve.
He was also on the Steelers, so that put him at 5-3-1 on the week. All time 27-2.
No.
Sorry,
Well,
27-2.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna, yeah.
74%
What a
win
degenerate.
percentage. That's beautiful. At that volume that he's betting at 74%, I mean, yeah, who says you need a day job? But
Yeah, with
hashtag who needs a day job?
With that volume, I feel bad for Singer Health Center because the bookie's not breaking his back. But Singer Health Center, if your bookies are breaking your back, go see Dr. Singer.
Speaking of the Singers, Miles was 1-2 on the week. Unfortunately, his first losing week of the year. He lost on Buffalo -7 versus the Colts. You warned him.
We did. Hey,
warned him.
welcome to the loser circle, kid.
He hit
Join the
on
sheep.
Clippers -1.5. As always, he's hitting on his NBA players. That's what he
Yeah,
does.
that's what
Hits
we-
on Clippers -1.5 over the Warriors. He actually called Steph Curry's unders on that game, but didn't make it a cash crop. So didn't count towards his record. But if you're out there and you're listening to his NBA bets, at least you know what he's talking about. Lost on the 76ers -2.5 versus the Nets. Even without KD and Kyrie, got the -2.5 and they still blew it.
Got the value and everything. And
Yeah, that was a classic
Unbelievable.
NBA trap.
Unbelievable. So all time, that still puts him at 10-3, 77% win percentage. You hearing these numbers?
Yeah, we could skip my part.
Yeah.
As I warned people before, I'm just the host. So.
So Eric was 2-3 on the week, another losing week. If he should be off the pod.
Hey, no, but I like this. This shows that, like, hey, we're not just making things up here, that we're not just dominating
That's
the three of
true.
us so far. It's all going to be wins, all right? We're not going to keep up these sick percentages. It's not
I mean,
how
I
it
should
works.
get some points. Sheffield United, bottom of the table, 0-15 on the year, and they get their first win when I back
That was
them
pretty. 1-0, nice. So
via the spot.
yeah. Well, now you know, never play over-unders and stop with your unders in the playoffs because Eric took the football team versus Tampa Bay under 45, loser.
I mean,
Took
did
the
anybody
under.
know Heineke was going to be fucking as wet as he
Kid's a
was?
stud.
Yeah, he's a stud.
I love him.
You don't touch unders in NFL. That's like the number one rule of my
Yeah,
life.
it's a
all right?
cardinal sin. Then he took, although in one scenario, takes the Rams game under versus Seattle, and the under still doesn't hit. So
Took
lost
the Rams
that
as
one.
well in my book, but
Bears +10. That was a close game, but
that guy
they never really had a
Guy
chance.
doesn't drop a touchdown in the end zone.
I still like the double-digit value there, but not ideal.
New
with
week, baby, new
Trubisky.
week.
And then Ravens, he hit on Ravens and hit on Sheffield. So that puts him all-time, as much as we give him shit, he's sitting at 8-9 on the year, 47% win percent is really not too bad at all. If you can maintain that over the longevity of 10, 15 years, you're actually making out like a bandit.
There you go.
So, as I said, Ravens -3 was the Bet the Farm of the week. That puts our Bet the Farm bets of the week at 4-0-1
And
at
that's-
100% win rate
That's the most impressive.
through 5 weeks. And on the week, we were 10-9-1. All time, 49, 21, and 2 at a 70% hit rate.
Find another podcast out there that's legit and doesn't give you winners after the game where they post. We give you these picks before the game, days in advance, and we have these winning numbers. So, I mean, I'm impressed with what we've done. For
And
sure.
again, my last input here is those numbers would be lower. It wouldn't be 70%. It'd probably be 60% if we were doing these podcasts on Saturdays before NFL games and losing on that closing line value. I mean, with the sharp stews, you're getting lines early. You're beating the line by a point and a half, and that is the difference between winning and losing. Probably, I think 3 to 5 of the picks we've already had that we've won on. So,
Yeah. Very nice. Well, boys, divisional round. Some shockers last week. Rams moving past Seattle. Washington gave Bucks a good run for their money, but Bucks moved on. We have a.
Are you prematurely celebrating a Super Bowl run already?
I mean, I'm very happy Green Bay gets the Rams. I did not want to see Tom Brady in the first round, so very happy with the draw that the Green Bay Packers have. It's time for
I heard that word premature. And,
premature.
never mind.
Oh,
what?
Yeah, I had a little incident, but I'd rather not tell the story.
Wait,
dude, you're 30 years old.
Wait, you're talking about a bet?
Unfortunately,
was
I'm
it-
talking about something personal.
Oh.
Can we cut this?
Yeah, we'll cut it out.
Okay.
This is all fair. Talk to us.
All right. So, obviously, it was my birthday this weekend, and I know we were all together on Friday night.
What are you talking
All
about?
right. Here's
I'm so nervous.
a Cal confessional for you guys.
Whoa!
Wow.
The Cal Confessional.
Wow, the
Whipping
first of
it
the
out.
year. We've been
I
waiting
have
for
I have
these.
a confession, and so Friday night, we were all out. We're not gonna name places that we were. You went home with the wife, so which I completely understand. I ended up going back to that location after talking to my friends and decided that was the move to make. Leaving my 20s, I want to go out with a bang. No pun intended.
A bang.
So, oh wait, I did say premature, so just wait.
Uh-oh.
I can't believe I'm telling you guys this.
Let's
It's
go.
just so fucking embarrassing.
No, this is great.
That's why, I wish sometimes I just would keep my mouth shut.
No, it's a cow confessional, man. That's what
Okay,
we do.
so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to say this, but so we hit a nice shot. We're rounding first, rounding second.
With a girl or guy? It's a Cal Confessional. I have no fucking clue.
Yeah,
That's
You
fair,
did
that's
say you
fair.
wanted to kiss Jared on New Year's, so I.
that was on the podcast.
Take
It's
me over,
recorded.
So this was a female.
Okay, good.
This time, and so I'm rounding third. She doesn't have any roommates, so I feel like I could just
Ball in the gap.
just
Just
go-
played by
yeah,
the outfielder.
Steal
Look like
home,
you're trying
steal
to
home.
fucking
Yeah,
inside
this
the
is
corner.
one of my last moments in my 20s. I got it. I was turning 30 the next day because this was at 4 a.m, so it was essentially January
30,
9th.
yeah.
No, this was the day before,
Oh,
so
this-
essentially January 9th.
Going out with a bang.
So I'm like, all right, I got this. I'm rounding third, and I'm like, oh shit, I might be scoring too quick, I don't know what to do. So I'm trying to think of the most disgusting scenarios. I'm thinking about her taking a shit. I'm thinking about my grandma naked. I'm thinking about the most disgusting
Oh
things.
my god.
That is the move, though.
And
I think you taught me that one. I did.
So-
Be in class with a
so let
boner,
me-
you're like, think of an old man. Think of an old man.
yeah.
Waist panted.
Yeah.
So let me give you guys a visual. I'm the one that's laying on my back, So I it's
Are you naked?
so my jeans
off
were
the base.
no, I'm
Better
happy.
be naked.
No, that's a very important question because you'll understand why. But
I go to first base naked.
my jeans were I would say the zipper part was just at my knee, so they were within reaching distance to pull up real quick, but they weren't completely off. You never show your cards. So I was all right, I got this. And then all of a sudden, I get in a pickle between home. I think I'm about to score, and
They cut you down?
He got in a pickle.
the milk just flew out of the udders. so
I thought
So I hadn't even gotten home plate yet. So
I thought that was a myth. I didn't know that really happens.
no. So I'm on my back, right? So the milk is on me. What am I gonna do? This girl is hasn't even started yet.
So you just went soft?
So I was dude. So you know me,
He was in a pickle.
I'm
He
freaking
got in
the
a pickle.
fuck out.
He's between home. He's between
Yeah,
third.
but I was done. They already had backups at both bases. I'm fucked. So I'm I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. So
Wow.
all right. So let's think. So obviously the milk pours a little bit on me, and I'm all right. How can I get myself out of the situation? So my immediate instinct is to flip her over and
I'll be right back.
wipe and simultaneously wipe my jeans, wipe the milk off the jeans.
Truck the catcher.
Yeah. Truck the catcher.
Oh, yeah, he,
So I do it, and then she's I was using other things other than the udders, to satisfy her, and then she starts reaching for the udders, and I was like, whoa. I was you can't do that, and then she's like, so what are we gonna do then? And I'm like, oh my god.
So did you go face first into home?
No. That's a valid
You
question.
backed out?
The answer is no, I did not.
Rule number one, if you're gonna,
I know.
that's gonna happen. You just
So
you go face first
No,
into home.
he
and-
grabbed the hammy and he called for the trainer.
I did.
Trainer came
So,
in.
but the
Soccer
whole
style
situation, I'm how is she gonna not find out what's going on? So I'm trying to be the nice guy, I don't want to do this, this isn't a good idea. And then she's it's so wet over here, and I'm I'm fucked.
Yeah.
He needed a manager to come storm out of the
Yeah.
dugout, kicking dirt.
I needed somebody to call time.
Those situations for me, you guys know, I have allergies, asthma. If there was a
Yeah.
dog in there, I'd always just fake an asthma attack. I can't breathe. I gotta
Yeah.
go.
I was so rattled, and I'm afraid, girls like to talk. This could be the end of me, So somehow I pulled it off. She ended up happy, I think. I mean, she hasn't texted me this week, so maybe not.
Oh, you're done.
So hopefully she's not watching. Otherwise, she's definitely going to know who I'm talking about. And so yeah.
That's
We went from a premature
Jesus.
Super
I
Bowl
thought we were
celebration
I
to.
Oh,
thought this was a betting podcast. Not a fucking.
Hey, it's a Cal Confessionals
Yeah,
coming out of nowhere.
you guys are my best friends. You guys didn't know what happened then. I just had to let you know.
I love you.
And I hope you're proud.
Hey, next pick that
Hey,
you get
I'm
into,
proud
now
of
you
you.
know what to do. You know.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is the
Never
best,
count
best
your
thing you've
chips
ever
at the table.
best thing you've ever brought to this podcast.
Ball in the gap,
Thank you.
take second base, stand up, trust your hitter behind you. He'll get you.
Yeah, but you get greedy. You want to score, and then you get a pickle, and you're like,
I don't know.
"Fuck."
The irony is how often you talk about balls.
What?
He went right over his head.
Yeah, it was
He
it.
You wanna
Lamelo
know.
and Lonzo Ball.
Too much. God, if I started about thinking of them, I would have never made it to second.
Oh man.
But yeah,
Well,
so that's how my pre-birthday
welcome to
pre-birthday
Welcome to
started.
30.
Welcome to
Me,
three.
Yeah,
me and Jared are turning 30 pretty shortly.
This is
I
30.
hope that's a bang out
Oh,
of
so if there's any sponsors that can help
Yeah.
my disability,
yeah, get out. Yeah, reach out.
feel
to
free
us
to reach
get
out.
us.
I am definitely interested.
Viagra, we would need you.
Viagra, that's not the problem.
Well, yeah,
It's making it to home that's the problem.
Well, Viagra would prevent that. You wouldn't be able to.
Well, you
Dang.
prescribed, buddy?
Yeah,
I should
You
probably.
sound like you know what you're talking about.
I should.
this is definitely. His,
Doodles, can we get a
his
confirmation?
1 year anniversary gift from Doodles.
Oh, yeah.
Here you go, Eric.
Bottle of Viagra.
Did you have that issue or you're good?
I'm a champ.
All right.
Enough reps in the room, you know.
That's true. See,
I love you, Doodles.
He doesn't kiss and tell. He doesn't kiss and tell.
I appreciate that.
All right.
Well, let's get back to
Let's talk sports.
let's get back to business.
I just had to let you guys
Let's
know.
get back to
I appreciate
business. Great games this weekend. A lot of. Well, we didn't talk about the Lions. Miles claims he has another line, so let's check in with our old.
Ravens minus 12.
Yeah, so we have
He has
Ravens.
so much pressure on him. There's 0% chance he gets one line
Yeah.
correct.
Ravens
I'll
at
pull up the
Bills.
lines.
At Bills.
Yeah,
Bills minus 6.5.
wrong. Right now the Bills are minus 2.5.
That's it?
That's it. You gonna take the Bills?
Maybe.
Hope so.
I don't know. I lost
Next
my last
game, we have the first game of the weekend is Green Bay versus the Rams.
Green Bay's at home.
Obviously, one number one seed.
Yeah.
Green Bay minus 4.5.
Wrong.
6.5 right
6.5.
now.
Wow,
Sharp
that's
pick.
high.
Then we go to Sunday, and we have the Cleveland Browns going to Kansas City.
Kansas City minus 13.5.
A little closer, but
No,
still.
it was 9.5.
10.
It's
That was
4
9.
off.
I would take them anyway. They're
Who?
minus 20. The Chiefs.
off. I can't
They're going to
even
blow
fucking
them
math.
out.
Last game of the battle of the elderly quarterbacks. It's Tampa Bay at New Orleans.
Is
Remember,
Saints at home
remember
and the Super
New
Bowl.
Orleans has beat them
No
twice.
fans.
New Orleans
convincingly.
beat them like 38-3 in the beginning
Yeah.
of the season.
You were at my house that weekend.
New Orleans minus 6.5.
Jeez, you are just so bad at this. It's amazing.
Am I
3.
way wrong?
3.
Are the Bucks
Three.
favored?
3.25.
Saints.
Bucks favorite.
I was about to say to pick them, and then,
Three right now, but
and then
yeah,
I remember
it's
that they got
15.
blown out.
All right, well,
All right, so
let's
I
dive
really don't
into
know
it.
what I'm
Cash
talking
crap
about.
time.
Let's
cash,
give them some winners.
Yeah, cash grab time. As always, our leadoff hitter, Brandon, the pig plotting. What do you
Let's
got?
go.
Let's start off right now. And guess what we're going to talk about is a pig teaser
Oh,
through the
what
key
is that?
numbers.
I have a feeling
As
I'm on
usual,
the same one.
taking Green Bay minus a half versus the Rams at Lambeau
Oh, yeah.
against Tampa or with Tampa plus 9
Ooh,
versus
maybe
the
not.
Saints.
Wow.
That's my
I like
teaser.
that.
So again, I'm teasing through the key numbers on both games. Green Bay 6.5. Get through that 6. Get through that 3. Tampa, it's a 3-pointer. Get through that 3. Get through that 7. Love it. It's projected to be 20 to 30 degree weather in Lambeau with 16 mile per hour winds and a 20% chance of snow.
Let's go, baby.
You cannot underestimate the benefit of a Lambeau. So Green Bay is coming off a bye week and rest. Since 2008, Aaron Rodgers, that was the first year he was the starter in Green Bay. Green Bay leads the NFL with a record of 33-16 win-loss record with a rest advantage. Gotta love Aaron Rodgers this week. Everyone thinks that Jalen Ramsey is going to be shadowing Devontae. That's going to have a huge effect on their defense. However, they play a lot of zone,
Oh,
and Ramsey only covered in the slot 11% of plays this year. Devontae Adams on the other side caught 42% of his balls from the slot and 39% of his touchdowns from the slot. So if everyone thinks that he's going to shadow him and be all over him all game,
he knows
think
better.
not.
He
think
knows
not.
better.
Let's talk about containing Aaron Donald. Gotta love what LaFleur is going to do this week. All 5 offensive tackles on Green Bay, even without Bakhtiari, rate in the top 10 in pass block win rate. I talked about this last week. The pass block win rate, all 5 center, guards, tackles, all rate in the top 10 in pass
Look at
block win
Rodgers'
rate.
jersey after every game. Pretty clean.
I've got no faith in Goff. He's had that thumb injury. He came in. He played well, but their passing offense is just trash. They're averaging the 4th worst yards per game at 169 yards, offensively passing yards. And now they're facing arguably the best cornerback in the league behind Xavier Howard and Jair Alexander. And on the other side, Desmond King. Gotta love what you're expecting.
Kevin King.
Desmond King.
Kevin King from?
Auburn?
Washington.
I don't know. I think the Rams obviously are going to be extremely run heavy. It's the only way that they're going to have a chance because Green Bay's run D is not great. But give me a grinded out win by the Packers. I think that it's going to be a close game. That's why I'm teasing through the numbers. I think they win by 3 or 4. On the other side, it's Tampa Bay, man. Give me Brady.
Tampa Bay.
Give me Brady with over a touchdown in every playoff game in the history of the NFL. Since 2010, no quarterback is better as an underdog than Brady. He's winning outright over 50% of the time as an underdog. Yeah. Saints, they're just not impressive at all on offense. They've been getting carried by the run game, and Tampa Bay is the number 1 rush D in the NFL. Brick wall defense. They're going to force Drew Brees in his noodle arm to beat you. That's a recipe for success. I'll take the points and call it a day.
Very nice.
That's very fair.
Miles?
I would love to lead it off with my go-to. It seems like it's been cash crops. Is the Clippers game, so it's gonna be.
Talking
Oh
NFL.
God, man! Like, we've
I
had the same setup every single week.
You're right, and I apologize. Yell at me
He's
up.
so rattled about his fucking milk chest.
I just can't believe I told you guys that. I'm like freaking out.
That is a great excuse for you just.
And
not
I just
paying attention.
revisited that moment. Anyway, regardless,
Yeah, it's probably pleasurable.
So I had the Chiefs written down. You guys just told me it was -10. I thought it was -13.5. So I plugged that in. Chiefs -10.
No, you should take an alternate line of Chiefs minus 13.5 at this point.
Okay, and then I have a parlay that is plus
Whoa,
400.
whoa.
Can you? Yeah.
One at a time.
He is
This
so
is what we do
shook.
every single week in the NFL.
I'm not used to giving NFL cash crops. I'm sorry.
So what do you do when the rest of us are going back and forth? You're just
I
twirling
just
your
zone
thumb?
out thinking about
Okay, at least you're honest.
milk coming out of my udders too quickly.
Yeah, I figured.
All right, so Chiefs -10 if we're going one by one.
All right, so let's start it off, and we got a crossfire, baby. Give me the Browns +10 all day long. This
one of
line
us is
is
gonna be right.
the Chiefs. I don't know the last time they won by double digits. I mean, of course the Chiefs are great. Everyone loves the Chiefs.
Can't believe
But
you.
and I know, and I was on the other side last week, and we'll get to. I'll rip the Steelers a new
Sound
one
like
a
Joe
little bit
Thomas.
later. But you get a team that's getting 2 key defenders back this week, including Denzel Ward, which is going to be huge against that lethal offense. And the Chiefs, that defense is not very good. So funny.
No, I
Denzel
agree.
Ward's going to shut down Patrick Mahomes.
That's-
Tyreek Hill.
Okay, so you on the Chiefs with him too? You want to join the boat? Why is that not part of your teaser?
I'll get there.
Okay.
Because I can't get through a key number, buddy.
Oh, really?
7, that's the only one I can get through.
Move on.
Move on. First
Take
off,
a 7.5
taking a
teaser.
teaser at 3 is not getting through the main key numbers, so that's not really the most efficient use of his teaser to begin with.
So I
So
just said.
I'm talking about Tampa. So
I have him at +9.
but
That's getting
the whole
through
point is getting through
3
3 and 7.
7, 6,
Not
6
getting
and
through
7.
3, you're already at
Those are
3.
all key numbers.
The lines itself is like 3.25. It's like 3 at
I
plus
got it
100.
at 3. So,
So my point is, it's not the most efficient.
give
That's
me the
all.
9 points and shut up.
Enjoy, because they're gonna win outright.
Fade my teasers, I bet you. I dare you.
Just said they're gonna win outright. Wasn't listening. So yeah, Browns. I mean, I pretty much just gave my whole everything. What I was getting at before the little giggle was that this Chiefs defense is bottom 7 against rushing offenses, and that's including when they're beating every team by a lot and teams aren't even rushing the ball and they still are getting thromped via the ground. And what are the Browns the best at? Running the ball. And we talk about pressure on Baker, and I've talked about this every single week. If you want to beat Baker, you pressure him, and this is not a Chiefs defense that really applies any pressure whatsoever. So I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm taking the Browns +10.
I like it. Best way to keep Mahomes off the field is a good ground game.
For sure.
I'm going to piggyback off the Packer game. Obviously, I'm a homer. But looking at these team totals for the game and the first half.
Wait. You're taking the Packers?
Team totals.
I think he's
taking
gonna,
the team totals. So,
Now I know what I sound like with the balls.
I mean, 3 times. The team total for the whole game is 27. 3 times all year they have not hit their number. That's 4 touchdowns, 2.5. I mean, one of the best offenses, well rested. yeah, Rams defense, ha la la. Like, I'm not scared.
I'm just proud of him. He's got a losing cash crop record, so he's actually doing research this time.
Yeah.
I'm fucking honored.
So I'm going to go double down right here, over 27 for the full game, and then over 13.5 in the first half.
Wow,
If you've watched any
double
Packer
down.
games, they've scored on, I would say, I think it's like 90% or 95%
Never
of
mind,
their
I jinxed it.
95% of their first drives have ended with points. One of the best scoring teams. One of the best scoring teams in the first half. It's 2 touchdowns. I easily seeing us put up those numbers.
So are those 2 cash crops?
Yeah,
Yeah,
single
he's
over
doubled down.
13 and a
And I
half.
like that. What you said, he was 4 and 5, right? So I think all 4 of the wins have all been Packers. So
Oh, we were going
Yeah, that's
one by
you're
one.
probably
back to
right.
the well.
it's
How do you get 2 in a row?
because it's
no, that's related though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same pick.
so over 13 and a half
Selfish
for the
prick.
first half, over 27 for the game. Those are key numbers. Mason Crosby hits your extra points, and it's a no-brainer.
So hold on, let me just quick question for you. Why you're just omitting the spread whatsoever? What do you think the Rams can score on the Packers at ease? You worried that Jared Goff throwing with a broken throwing finger that he's going to score too much? That you want to take only the team totals?
No, just I don't want to jinx my team. I already got them winning the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship, so
So this is emotional.
yeah, I mean it's a lot of money on the line here. If they win the NFC Championship, it's 2,500. Super Bowl is 3,600. So I already got value in those games. I don't need to try to double down.
Sounds like a hedge opportunity.
Nah, I was just curious why you're more confident in a team total at that amount over them covering the spread.
Green Bay, as you know, when you took Carolina, is one of the worst teams when they're favored by like 6, 7, 8 points. Yeah, they'll go up big in the game, but they'll always at the end of the game, if they're already up 2 scores, they don't care. They'll let up a touchdown.
Just team totals versus Rams defense is always a little skeptical.
That's why I
But
love it.
That's why it's
I
as low
know,
as
it's
it is.
contrarian. I mean, the Jets beat them this year, for Christ's sake. So, all right. I know we're going to have a battle, but at least I'm with the milkman. The cum chest
Let's
milkman,
go.
baby.
1 against 2.
I got
Eric, you
Kansas
wanna-
City.
Let's not make that a thing.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go.
Kansas City minus
You can
10.
call me Milky, but I don't want the
Dude,
contest.
Kansas City hasn't played. They haven't covered that spread in 2 months. They've been playing nail
Did you
biter.
just make that up?
No,
No, I
I'm
literally
serious.
that was part
It
of.
sound
You
made
just
up.
followed my handicap. I think it was more than
Sound made
that.
up.
They haven't won by double digits.
All right, give me the best offense in the
That's so
NFL
funny.
versus the most overrated team in the playoffs right now. The Steelers win was an absolute anomaly. 4 picks, a botched snap to start the game. It can't be replicated. Now you get the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Good luck. Andy Reid's 8-3 off a bye since becoming the Chiefs head coach. I could get statistical. Don't really need to. I'm going to trust the eyes here. Chiefs are just going to wreck them.
Yeah,
Give me the Chiefs by 17
Same
plus.
eyes that loved the
Let's go.
Chiefs
Sixers
are-
last night,
yeah.
-9.
Chiefs
Never
are good,
agreed
but
with
dude, they've been so lucky in the playoffs. Last year they got to play. Who was in the first round? They played Houston.
Yeah, they're getting lucky again. The Browns
Yeah.
suck.
Browns suck.
I know.
You know who sucked? The Oakland Raiders, and they barely beat them 2 times in the regular season. Actually, they
lost
lost one
Raiders.
time.
Who are the Raiders? All right, you're right. I was about to.
What do you
say
mean?
something
That's
dumb as fuck.
a great example of a team that they can get into a shootout with
Whatever.
because their defense isn't that great. You think Cleveland's a team you're going to get in a shootout with? My ass.
Cleveland's been in shootouts like 3 times the last 5 games. They've scored
Well,
over
they got
40
off to a
points.
big
Give
start,
me,
but they
give me
fumbled the
Baker in a
first game.
shootout versus Patrick Mahomes, please.
Okay, and give you the 10 points. All he has to do is be down 14,
Right.
go with a minute left, and you
Yeah.
get a backdoor
We'll see what happens.
Gonna be
easily
down
because
a
that
lot more
defense
than
sucks.
14.
Yeah, you better hope so.
Honestly, I took
I
this
just
game.
love going against Miles in the NFL
I-
because it's a sharp against the biggest square of
Well,
all time.
he's
A
got the
rhombus.
he's got the 84% win percentage on his
And
back.
the-
So
and the good Bills
I
pick last
will.
week.
Honestly, the reason I took this bet, I didn't care what the number was. When we sat there, I was sitting with Jared when we watched the game, the Cleveland Steelers game, and I said, no matter what the line is, I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's a
So,
high
so
line.
it's
That was the
the
mindset I
first,
had, too.
Brandon known for statistical research and his backup,
I
and he
gave-
went there simply straight off the eye, said he doesn't need research, and he's taking the number no matter what
I
it
did
is.
research.
And Miles gave literally no back
You want
whatsoever.
Andy Reid
Were you
against the
expecting
bye?
anything else? At least I'm
No,
consistent.
no, so I actually like my pick even more. I kind of want to like double down on this.
That's all I got for
Consistency is
NFL
key.
cash crops.
I
Anything else?
got something. This is a parlay that I saw great value in, and I feel like it's a no-brainer. But then again, I'm no analytical wizard.
Well,
so-
yeah, well, consider we're not a parlay
Yeah.
podcast
So,
because of the
that's
analytics,
fine.
because that's sucker's bets. But let's hear
this
it.
is a cash crop, so I'm putting up my win percentage up.
How would you do this?
because I'm right.
Feels good.
Win percentage doesn't make a difference.
Jesus.
30 now, new year, new me.
Yeah.
All right, so
How are you?
I'm going parlay, all money line. We got the Bills, we got the Bucks, and we got the Chiefs. Plus 400.
I'm willing to book that parlay. There's a 0% chance it's hitting.
And
Zero.
which part of that? The Bills aren't going to win?
You're losing
Correct.
2 of the 4.
Bills scare me. I really like the Ravens. I
Chiefs,
just didn't
Bucks, and Bills?
feel like on the
Yeah.
road.
You think the Browns are going to win outright?
I didn't like it on the
I'll
road.
get to it.
Bucks scared me a bit.
I think plus 400. That value is
It's good value. It's not terrible.
Nah, plus 400, that's solid value because the Chiefs are definitely going to win. So
I feel like you can't bet against Tom in the playoffs. So.
Well, getting into.
You want to hear my reasoning?
Oh yeah.
I don't think you do.
Please just give your reasoning
I know why.
so no one tells
I know
us.
why.
Yeah, it's so
LaMelo Ball
predictable.
plays in Charlotte. It's really close to Kansas City. They'll probably be flying in for the game.
No, but now I'm putting double the units on it because of that.
Makes me sick.
But then again, Lonzo plays New Orleans. And
Are you giving your reasoning or not?
No, I was waiting for you to call my bluff, and you did. Shut up.
All right, so now I guess transitioning to myself, the reason why you're losing that parlay is because favorite bet of the week, and I said I'm going to do this last week, and this team is going to the Super Bowl. Is the Baltimore Ravens.
Let's go.
All right, and this
No chance.
This is like a rare time. We're in the playoffs, and it kind of worked last week too. And me and Eric were talking about on the podcast where taking, where what we always do in the regular season, right, which is fading spots and fading where a Bills team that won 5 games in a row by over 10 points, and everyone now thinks this team's amazing, but they played absolutely nobody. And this is the situation. In the playoffs, it's a different beast. And give me the Ravens, and I'm actually kind of doing what you did, Eric, in 2 different ways. One's a teaser. I'm doing the Packers as well that Brandon talked about. We already talked about that game enough. Get them -0.5. Second leg is Ravens plus 8.5. If Ravens are not losing this game by over 8 points. This is coming down to the wire. And my second backup is, all right, so again, what I was talking about earlier, that line is, like right now is Ravens plus 2.5, but like at plus 100, right? So I'm teasing that up, and then my second leg is I'm gonna buy that second half of points at -125, and I'm taking the Ravens plus 3 as a cash crop as well.
Love it.
Right? So what are you confused about? You look very confused. The line is plus 2.5 at a plus 100.
He's betting
So
the teaser.
I'm gonna.
I thought he just said he was taking Ravens plus 8.5 and Ravens plus 3.
I am. I'm taking a teaser with the Packers, and I'm taking the Ravens by themselves plus 3
Oh, yeah, okay. I
in
got
2 separate cash crops.
That's fair.
And honestly, I'm taking the Ravens outright too. I don't want to make that a cash crop for recording purposes, but they're winning this game outright. And I mean,
We were just not
first
on the
off,
same page.
this
Well,
is
that's
a rare
because
time
it's a
though. I'm
half
backing
unit play, you know, type
rare
of
time
thing.
I'm backing a team that's hot, but you can tell this team's clicking on all cylinders. And the thing that I love the most is that this is a team where what's the one way you take advantage of the Bills? It's
Run.
on the run. They suck against the run, and you
Suck.
get a Ravens offense that is dominating on the run. One thing that worries me is that I heard it may be cold, it may be snowing. Lamar Jackson never played in the cold. That doesn't worry me enough though, because you're still running damn football. They're
He
still
went to
clicking up.
Louisville.
Yeah, he's from
Yeah,
Broward
exactly.
County,
But
too,
he's
though.
apparently in the NFL. He's never played in the cold. People
What
were.
the fuck is this kid talking about?
He grew up not playing in the cold.
Exactly. He's about to play in the cold for the first time. That's
Exactly.
the concern.
That's why I have the Bills. What are you confused about?
You made it sound like you were picking.
My point is, I'm not making a pick based
No,
off that.
I
I'm getting,
yeah, I
I'm getting
agree.
the most efficient run offense in the league against one of the bottom 7 worst run Ds in the league, and that's how you take advantage of them and keep Josh Allen off the field. And having Josh Allen having to throw in the snow sounds like a bigger deal than Lamar Jackson having to run in the snow to me. So yeah, I'm taking the Ravens LRC. But for the purpose of cash crops, give me them in those 2 different ways.
Yeah,
If there's gonna be a bet the farm pick, I'm leaning Ravens.
Yeah, but obviously Miles is not a part of that. So
well, yeah, I'm
Oh, true.
as sheep quality, sheep fashion. I'm following the farmer. I mean, everything he said is
Thank
perfect.
God.
Everything he
We'll
said
get
is
a winner for
perfect.
once.
Yeah, Ravens plus 2.5. I'll definitely buy up to 3. In the
It's
playoffs,
3 right now.
dude. In the
It's
playoffs,
3 right now on my book.
it's either 3 minus 125 or 2.5 plus 100.
But that's
It's
a big
essentially
difference,
But I'm
though.
saying it's the
Give me-
same thing. Like you can buy it up either way. Like,
yeah. Give me the quarterback that has no pressure, right? Last year, Lamar came in with all the pressure, had expectations, already got his first win last week. Allen is now expected to beat him. They're expected to handle him. And if you were just looking at this line, you would think 3.5, 4 for the Bills. The fact that it's having 2.5 is even better. I mean, yeah, it's a no-brainer.
You know, so one thing also that's always key in the NFL, you never see a team or a young quarterback, first playoff run they've ever had, make a run to the conference finals, to the Super Bowl. It just doesn't happen. Normally they have to lick their chops, take the L like Lamar Jackson did last year, and then they come back when no one's expected them and take it again. I'm going to let you know right now, and just, hey, everyone watching at home, listening at home, right when the Ravens win this game, next week when they go to KC, I'll be doing the same exact thing because they're going to beat the Chiefs and they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
100%.
That's a better matchup, though.
I'm 100% on that.
I mean, it's the same kind of matchup. Both teams are terrible against the run, which is how the Ravens
I think
thrive.
I believe a little bit more on the Ravens D and getting more pressure and getting
If
to
the Ravens
getting
get the
to
Chiefs,
them than I do about Cleveland.
Yeah, Lamar has lived with though.
I just don't believe in Baker
Exactly.
whatsoever.
But
man.
you know, earlier in the year, that was my big pick. Was
Yeah.
I had the
Chiefs.
Chiefs plus 3.5 because they were on the road. But now, I mean, that's the difference of points where you have value. We're going to have next week, it'll be like 6.5 on the road.
You got any more NFL plays?
Yeah, I got one more. And it's what's the last game? Oh, I'm taking someone where I do like you. And it's, I mean, again, I think it's the same kind of line situation where you have +3, +100, or +3.5, +125. And that's where I'm taking the Bucks, +3.5. Same kind of thing. You get revenge. They just got their ass kicked the last time they played the Saints. And the same kind of handicap, which is you have, what's that?
Noodle arm.
No, it's not just that though. Same kind of handicap, and same thing where the Bucks just get back their best linebacker. Forgot his name already just now on the top of it. Oh, White. Yeah, White. Devin White. He comes back and he's exactly what you need against the best pass catching receiver or running back out of the backfield, and they get their best D lineman back that stuffs the run. And what do you have to do against this team? Stuff the run, force Drew Brees to throw the ball down the field. And I get to trust that. I mean, one thing I'm worried about, Saints stuff the run as well, but it's Ronald Jones. Who the fuck cares? Bucks are going to throw the ball all game long. It's a great matchup, and I get over a field goal.
AB season, man.
Yeah, he looks good. I love the Bucks.
So, I like that too. So, if I already have it teased, but that's another bet the farm opportunity in my mind.
All right, boys. Well, we got some crossfire picks this week. A lot of interesting takes on the games. Looking forward to my beloved Packers taking care of business, and hopefully Ravens take care of business so that the sheep and the farmer get the last laugh. It's that time, boys. Red card of the week.
Give him the whistle, baby.
Woo.
Well, I guess I'll start us off. I felt like it was a plane. There was a plane flying over our head right now. I thought it was a whistle. Oh God, he's just plugging himself. So I'm gonna go. My red card of the week this week. Get him out of here. Is the Houston Texans owner and organization as a whole. So they requested an interview with Eric Bieniemy, who was easily the #1 prospect for a head coaching job coming out of this year. And the only reason they did it, they were the only team that didn't request an interview with him. They only did it after Deshaun Watson came out and said that they didn't consult with him. He was unhappy because they hired, frankly, a white GM, and that he's all about, he cares so much about the racial equality issues. They only requested an interview with him after. Come on, man. What is that?
Pathetic.
That's ridiculous.
I wonder why he wants out of there.
You saw Andre Johnson, and what I saw, Andre Johnson sent that tweet ripping the Houston organization, and I went back and it took 3 scrolls, really. Andre Johnson hasn't tweeted a real tweet besides an ad since, February of 2019. The guy doesn't even tweet. So that's how you know he cares. It's Andre Johnson. The guy's a GOAT.
He posted a pic with Deshaun Watson today, too.
Yeah, dude, that was just so poorly judged by the owner. He's just backtracking. It's a red card. Get the hell out of here.
That dude's...
Honestly, don't get out of here. I'm not going to give you... I'll give you a red card, but I'll allow you back in the game if you trade him to the Dolphins. That's cool.
Told you guys.
You know what? I'm going to go second red card of the week then, because I'm going to piggyback off that, and then you're going to go next. Whenever you piggyback off the pig, you got to go next. Right. So mine is red card of the week. It goes to every Dolphin fan out there that prefers not to get Deshaun Watson because I think Tua is going to be amazing. You are guaranteed a top 3 quarterback in the league if you can get one when they're available. You get them. I don't care if it costs Tua, who becomes a top 10 quarterback. I don't care if it costs a couple draft picks in the process. I don't care if he's making $40 million. All right, shout out Alex Horowitz, who absolutely does not want Deshaun Watson. I'm talking to you. And all you Dolphin fans out there, especially all the ones now are just like, take all the Alabama players. They're just dominating the national championship against an overrated, terrible Ohio State defense.
If we don't get Watson, of course, we want to do that.
Not necessarily. I think Jamar Chase did exactly what Devontae Smith did when he's 19 years old.
I just mean you want to get those studs,
We're notorious for making terrible quarterback decisions. Tannehill goes... plays amazing. Drew Brees, we take Dante Culpepper.
We just drafted 2.
So
terrible decision.
So you're proving my point.
Exactly.
When you have a chance to get a proven top 3 quarterback in the league who's in his prime,
I agree.
Why are you not doing it?
I agree with you.
So red card of the week, I was actually going to give it to the entire Steelers organization for that absolute
atrocity.
Yes, thank you. I didn't go. I just wanted to curse, but I don't want to. We have kids watching at home. I know you guys love us. All right, but really, I was going to give it to them, but we already talked about that a little bit. So now you just reminded me when you brought up Watson. All you Dolphin fans, get off your damn high horse. You haven't had a quarterback, and I'm talking about all people about my age. You haven't watched a quarterback since you've been a fan. You're a kid in your diapers when Dan Marino was good. You don't even remember that. Screw you all. Deshaun Watson, give up the farm. Bet the farm on Deshaun Watson.
I agree.
I agree as well.
If we don't,
can we bet the farm
on a red
card?
I'm still confident in what we have.
Me
It's
too.
just that you don't give.
You don't get that
You don't
chance.
overlook.
But there
an
are-
opportunity.
You don't get that chance.
I saw you. There has never been an opportunity ever in the history of the NFL with a 25-year-old top 3 quarterback available in the market. Ever.
And
Proven quarterback.
there
And when
are
you got the cap space we have, woo.
and I'm telling you, a majority of diehard Dolphin fans out there just don't want him because they're so obsessed with Tua and our pick situation. Which, don't get me wrong, we're in a great situation. I'm fine with it.
It's a win-win.
But no one would think, like you said, a top 3 quarterback is gonna be available. If he is, go out and get him. You're instantly a Super Bowl contender.
Well, I know you mentioned you didn't want to give a red card to the Steelers organization. I'm definitely going that route.
All right, worked
Not
out
the
perfectly.
organization, but fucking Juju Smith. The Browns are the Browns.
Again,
Fucking
another Juju red card.
Eating your
The
words,
second
buddy.
one.
Like, you're going to talk that shit, you better back it up. I mean, the Steelers have been... I always thought it was Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, but realistically, maybe it's Mike Tomlin. The culture, he lets those guys do whatever they want. They run a big game. They talk a lot of shit. And they
No
literally-
offense, though. Everything about, the whole red card was on Juju Smith-Schuster. That has nothing to do with Pouncey snapping one over Roethlisberger's head, him throwing
play
4
defense.
picks.
Well, I don't know if you saw the Instagram video. The guy was fucking dancing on the middle of the field when they were down by 20.
Did you watch the last
yeah, I did
episode?
see that, but-
2 episodes ago when I said that?
Yeah, no. Well, during the game they were down by
it
like
was
14. They were
Middle of a play.
That's 2 yellows.
He
In
was
the middle,
he was in
yeah.
the slot and he just
Yeah.
walked up to the line and was like doing some
Dancing.
dance.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
While they
Yeah.
were down like 28.
Yeah, you're getting embarrassed by the fucking Browns. Red card, Juju. You're a free agent. Word of advice: I'd get out of Pittsburgh while you can.
And guess what? He'll rescind that red card if the Green Bay Packers sign him.
Oh, for sure.
He's a free agent after this year.
We're
Yeah.
not signing him.
100%.
We would never do that.
Oh,
Why?
he'd be
He's the perfect fit. Yeah,
Yeah,
slot
there's
receiver.
so many
with
perfect
Devontae. Oh my
There's
god.
been so many perfect hits for Green Bay. They
Yeah,
don't even
but a
draft their
slot
receiver.
receiver with Devontae.
You know, Green Bay. They
Believe
lose to
me,
the Rams.
Antonio-
Pressure gets on.
I would love to see that. Don't get me wrong. I would love
Get
to.
ready for the rescinded red card from Eric. in the
Speaking
next-
of rescinded red cards, I
Timestamp
gave
that.
myself Justin Fields because he had a great game 2 weeks ago against Clemson. Did not look too good. I know he played hurt and all that, but
Well, you were given another red card for that first comment, so then now we'll take back one of those red cards. You still have 1 red card. Is that fair?
that's fair.
That's a lot of cards.
That's another
What we
red
did?
card if he goes 3 straight weeks underperforming in his cash crops.
Well, speaking of underperforming, you get my 3rd red card of the week for your story earlier.
Yeah, I think you don't even deserve to even mention
No
red
rebuttal
card.
for that.
You don't get to even say about a red card. You're getting it.
Again, that just confuses me why I just told you guys that. It's fucking retarded. I do it to myself.
Do you have a red card?
I do. I have 2.
Nice.
Well, I had Joe Thomas for saying the Browns were going to just beat Kansas City Chiefs outright, which he's probably been talking to you. But my second one and real one goes to Kyrie Irving. I mean, dude, do you just not give a fuck about basketball anymore?
Thank you.
Like,
I wanted to talk
You go to
about
a party
this.
in the middle of a pandemic, you know there's serious COVID protocols. Like, there's other people there. There's going to be pictures taken. Wear a mask or don't show up.
This guy's an idiot.
Like, I understand you're getting $20 million guaranteed. Money at this point probably doesn't even matter, but like you clearly don't give a fuck.
I saw on Twitter a bunch of my friends talking about it, especially with today. We're recording on a Wednesday, and the news came out that James Harden got traded to the Nets, and everyone's talking about Kyrie and James Harden, and I was just like, good luck letting them two coexist. 2 of the biggest prima donnas, and then add KD in there. Oh, that's going to be so
With
much
a
fun
rookie
to
head
watch.
coach and
Mind
Steve
you,
Nash.
But not only that, Kyrie is he's just the woat of like an athlete to pay attention to and to follow. The guy, he's literally not playing, and I bet you he hasn't even said anything, and I bet you it's because of the whole racial thing that happened at the
He's like a
you know,
Brooks
White House.
Koepka, like just doesn't give a fuck.
But that's different.
Brooks Koepka will show up.
Chris
to
Koepka will show up to a tournament and win.
But I'm saying his
He doesn't give a
attitude,
fuck
he just
about what
doesn't give
people
a
think.
fuck. But what I want to say is Kyrie Irving also missed how many games because of a personal leave? Like
That's
just because
what
he
I'm
didn't want
saying.
to show up?
Yeah, you just don't want to play. I mean,
Dude, I have no time for that. Especially
either do it as a team or don't be a selfish prick that just like makes their own decisions.
I'm curious to see how the tables turn now that James
I
Harden's
know,
there.
I had the perfect
That is
handicap.
a scary offense.
I had the perfect handicap under 46 wins. Kyrie's barely playing, and now they get
was.
Harden.
Yeah, past him.
Yeah,
We'll see, they're still
trust me, I took it with
Yeah,
you.
and I was
They're
going to last
still
longer than
500.
2 minutes, but you see how that happened. You know?
Well, there it is, guys. Red card of the week. Golf. I know we mentioned it about last week. You had some ponies in the race, and you had a couple cash crop hits. The tour goes to. They stay in Hawaii. They're going to Honolulu now.
Oh.
One of my. Yeah, they're in Honolulu.
Yeah, Honolulu.
One of my Waialae Country Club. I used to
Oh,
play,
I know why.
Dude, I used to
Like,
play a
no,
video game on Nintendo 64. It was like the Waialae Open. It was my favorite fucking game.
They've been playing there since 1965.
Yeah.
On
I've,
tour.
I've been playing that game since 1997 when I could hold a controller. But yes, the tour takes a stop in Honolulu.
He's not lying.
You couldn't
there.
hold it any year before or
We
after.
do have
Too
a
big for your hands.
we do have a little game that we're going to play amongst us four. With it's a one and done. Basically, you take one golfer per tournament. Once you take the one golfer, you cannot take them again. Where they rank in the field based on the purse of the tournament, we will be calculating the dollar amount that they win. So we'll have those picks. But first, we'll get you a little breakdown of the tournament with the Plotniks. And boys, what do you got for us?
All right, so last week was the Century Tournament of Champions. As you mentioned already, Harris English won. I had bet pre-tournament Daniel Berger at 28-1. I thought those odds were stupid. He went into the Sunday round only down 3 strokes. Oh
Was he
my
top
God.
5?
Oh no, oh my God, if you watched it, I watched the whole Sunday round, and the guy just, his proximity to the greens, he was hitting fairways, hitting greens, but his proximity was, he left himself 30 feet almost every hole. He just never gave himself a chance to compete. So I really didn't have a pony. At the very last minute, Jared and I, like we like to do, is take live ponies when you've got a chance at a value number. Justin Thomas was 8-1 to win the whole tournament. With 3 holes left, maybe 3 or 4, I think it was, Justin Thomas was 6-1, and he was only 1 or 2 strokes back. And me and Jared took him, and he was so close. He missed
6 feet.
He missed a 6-foot birdie putt to go to a playoff.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it was. Honestly, I had mentioned it before. I really don't like betting 4-round tournaments with no cuts. I just don't think there's enough value, especially in a 44-man field or 42-man field that it was. I like it when it's a 144-man player field like it is this week. So let's just jump into this week. We've got a tournament at Wailea Country Club in Honolulu, as Eric alluded to. This is a par 70, 7,044 yards. Last week was 7,500 yards or so. However, what's interesting about it, the way the undulation on Kapalua and the wind, the way it plays, it's actually short. It actually plays shorter than this course does, 500 yards shorter. Also, that's a par 73. There's 3 more par 5s. This week, there's only 2 par 5s. So it's going to be played again on Bermuda greens. There's 144 players in the field. Top 65 make the cut after 36 holes. I already mentioned there's only 2 par 5s. It's almost the complete opposite type of course as Kapalua last week. Skinny fairways, tree-lined. One of the biggest corollary courses to this actually is PGA National, which is the Honda Classic that is down here in West Palm Beach that we all go to every year. It's tree-lined, it's windy. You have to hit fairways. You've got to be really good with shaping your shots because the wind plays and there's a lot of, like I mentioned, tree lines. So it can be windy, but it could also be calm. Just like I talked about last week, I expected a lot of wind. Guess what? There was no wind. Of course.
The score was like minus 25. Crazy.
Yeah, so the year before was 14. So you never know. Last year was very windy, and the score was only minus 11. But the 5 years prior to that, nobody shot below minus 17. So it's crazy. However, statistically proven is that if you play Kapalua the year or the tournament before you play the Sony Open this week, you've got a statistically much better chance of winning. So I'll give a bigger breakdown. Smaller greens this week. Last week the greens were humongous, but the GIR green and regulation rate is still fairly high because tee shots are a little bit
More demanding.
demanding. Bombers
more
will go
rewarded,
for it.
yeah.
However, there are more hazards on this course. There's a few lakes that you'll find here and there. It's going to be a lot about, last week was all about approach from 100 to 150. This week's going to be all about approaches from 150 to 200 and putting. Now, the greens last week were I said was Velcro greens, very slow greens. This week is going to be mediocre greens or mediary greens, whatever you want to call it, average greens. It's going to be running at a decent stimp meter.
Love that.
Since only 2 of the par 5s, which are extremely reachable, and 2 of the easiest holes on the entire course, Eagles gained is going to be really massive here. So hitting the green in 2 is going to be big. I'll just give you an idea. Some of the previous winners were Cameron Smith last year, Matt Kuchar, Patton Kizzire, Justin Thomas when he won both the Sony and at Kapalua. Fabian Gomez and Eric's boy Jimmy Walker won a few years ago. But at the end of the day, all these guys, What have you noticed about them? They're all kind of the same guys.
Not flashy.
They're not flashy. They're
Minus
actually
Justin Thomas.
they're actually short hitters that hit fairways.
Yeah, minus Justin Thomas.
Hit fairways and hit greens, and if you just have a hot putter that week, you've got a chance to win. So, who stood out when I ran my custom model this week? Webb Simpson, Kevin Kisner,
Easy Webb.
Brian Harmon, Ches Reavie, Brennan Steele, Ryan Palmer, Charles Howard III, your boy, Kuchar. They're all the same players. Yeah. They don't hit the ball far, but they hit every fairway and they hit every green, and it's whoever's going to hit the putts that week.
I'm sorry, is Spieth not playing?
No. Spieth is out this week. This isn't a stud course, so you got right to what I was going to say. The favorites this week in the betting market are Webb Simpson, Morikawa, Matsuyama, Berger, Niemann, Sungjae Im, and Answer.
So funny.
Those are the top players in the field this week. Patrick Reed, and Victor Hovland were in the field but withdrew last minute. So it's really up for grabs, and that's how this tournament has tended to play. That's why the names that I mentioned of the winners isn't flashy. So let's just get right into our picks. I'll start with my first pick. I'm taking Abraham has got the Yantas.
Is that the one and done pick? Or?
No, this is my first golf outright pick. It's Abraham Answer. He played last week, which, as I mentioned, statistically proven, if you played the week before, you've always got a better chance. He's 28-1. Last week, he really didn't have a great week, but you love to see guys when they have a few months off of tour and get back on, to see them get better each day. He didn't start well, but he progressed each day. He led the field in strokes gained approach in round 4. Love to see that momentum moving forward. On the verge. This guy's on the verge of a breakout win. He's been there, but 28-1, that number to me makes no sense. He gained almost 7 strokes putting last week on similar greens on Bermuda, so you know he likes those type of greens. Gives me some good momentum moving to this week. Like I said, I think the price is off. He's a top 5 player in this field, in my opinion, and I think in everybody's opinion. And at 28-1, I think that if he finished top 5 last week, he'd probably be at 16-1 this week. So the price is off to me. I'll take the odds at 28-1. That's my first pick so far. I've got a few. I'll rattle off my long shots a little bit later, but Jared, who do you got?
Are you have someone you want to pick? Are you actually taking a pick?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't have...
We'll get to one and done at the end.
Yeah,
No, I mean, I have stuff written down. I just don't have any analytical reason like you did,
so
it's
give me
a little hard to follow
picks.
that.
Let it rip.
And I want everybody to know that these are just straight eye tests. I mean, I don't really watch golf that hard. I watch it when I'm with you guys, but...
Well, you let them know because you have no
I tend
research,
to-
which is fine. Just
Right.
tell us what you like.
So it's actually kind of funny. Like, so I had Morikawa written down. Obviously, just like you said, he has one of the favorites. My reasoning: today was his girl's birthday, so he's having a great night. Entering Thursday, the start of the tournament, they're already there. That's my reasoning.
You know what I actually heard this week is that there is a gentleman's club 4 miles away from the course. Anybody that's staying on the course, they could be out there partying. Don't expect them to wake up and be feeling good the next day.
Unless she works there. I doubt that, though. So, yeah, I mean,
His wife is... He went to Cal.
Hopefully he's not
He went to
listening.
Cal. He knows.
Yeah.
Right,
So
Miles
I
is-
had him... Or you want me to read my other one with no analytical reason?
We're going to get to one and done. If that's not your one and done pick, let Jared just show us some picks.
Yeah. So again, this week I only have 3 outright winners, which, as I talked about last week, normally it's gonna be 4 or 5, but it depends on what numbers I'm taking. And as I'm about to say, there's 2 of them on. Like last week when I went with Bryson, and if that man could putt. If he could putt, he would have probably won.
If he could putt, he'd make a lot of money too.
I'm just saying, point is, I laid 8-1 with him. I hate doing that with the low numbers. I'm kind of doing it again, but I doubled the number this week, and that's why I'm going to start off. Someone you alluded to, and when you talked about the Honda Classic, my hero, Sungjae Im. Give me Sungjae Im.
Who cashed on Sungjae at the Honda? What I say was a corollary course.
I did.
PJ.
And
you and I both.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing I don't have to worry about is Sungjae Im being at a strip club 4 miles away, because that guy's all business. And
I couldn't see that.
Little 22-year-old South Korean. He's all about playing golf. Sungjae, I mean, my handicaps are very simple when it comes to these guys, and it comes down to Sungjae, who normally is a fantastic Bermuda green putter. Like, that's his preferred surface. 3 years now on the PGA Tour, the guy dominates on Bermuda compared to any other surface. So, and obviously that's what you have at Honda. And last week, though, at Bermuda, on a very same Bermuda greens, he was like bottom 5 in the field, lost the first 2 rounds, lost like 3 strokes putting on, but he was top at ball strike top in the field in ball striking. Tita Green was just dominating. His irons were the best in the field. And that's what I'm looking for, right? I want a guy that's striping the ball off the tee, because last week it didn't really matter, right? Where it comes to, but if you're hitting every green, it doesn't really matter last week because if the fairways were so wide. If you're hitting every fairway this week, that's a lot bigger advantage if you're putting yourself in the right spots, hitting crisp irons. And as I think they said in the last 3 years he's played this course that he's gained 3 strokes putting every year because he loves these Bermuda greens. So I'm just looking for that little switch to flip from last week to this week. Keeps this similar. I mean, I'm not expecting to lead the field in ball striking again, but if he just is top 5 in the field ball striking, gets a putter going, he's going to be in contention come Sunday.
Very nice.
Well, I'll get to my second pick, and I'll try to rattle off, honestly, the rest of mine. I'll make it simple. I'm taking Joaquin Niemann at 22-1. To me, it's another line that makes absolutely no sense. He went to a playoff last week with Harris English. He was red hot with his approaches. He gained 7 strokes last week with his approach and has gained 3 strokes on average over his last 5 tournaments. The guy's just trending in the right direction. Yeah, we all know he's not a great putter. He only gained 1 stroke on his putts last week, and he still went to a playoff. So if he can get into a groove this week with that approach in a bigger field, and he could just be average with his putter, he's always got a chance to win. And frankly, at 22-1,
good value.
It just makes no sense, because if he can continue that where he's at, that price point just doesn't make sense. He should be, again, like I said, 16-1, 14-1. When you've got Patrick Reed and Hovland that withdrew, 22-1 is where you'd put in like an average, like a slightly above average player. It just doesn't make sense. After that, I'm sticking to my guns from last week. I'm taking Mark Leishman at 66-1. Same exact odds I had him last week. I have literally the same exact cap. The only thing I can say is that he couldn't get used to the slow greens that they had on Bermuda last week. He lost 5 strokes putting. His approaches were unbelievable. The greens are going to be much faster this week. He's played here the last 5 years. He's never finished or missed a cut. He's never finished worse than T48. And he has a top 5 finish here. He gained almost 4 strokes on approach last week. I expect him to make a little jump this week. Jared, this is what I want to talk to you about, and I can't wait to discuss it. My next bet is Emiliano Grillo at 45-1.
Or you may as well just throw that money out the fucking window. That is a dud and a half.
I thought the L's were silent.
Grillo.
The reason why I asked me about this
He's
is
from Argentina.
Rio is like top 3 golfers that I will never bet or
Me
ever
too.
roster on DraftKings.
Me
I hate
too.
his guts. Well, obviously not, because you just took him at
Because
45-1.
he's the worst putter ever, but he is just trending so beautifully in his tee to green game and his approaches. I just feel like at a tournament like this, if he could just go even strokes on putting, he's got a chance to win.
Yeah, well, you could say that every single week for him for his entire
But
career.
45-1, I just feel like in a weak field, this is an opportunity.
Good flyer.
So give me Eric Pfeffer 10,000 to 1. I'll take it over that.
I would too. Your short game's
Shot at 88 at PGA National. Course relation.
Can I interject and just give one thing?
Okay.
I want everybody to fade Scotty Scheffler.
I didn't take Scotty.
Can I just tell you why, though?
I don't even think he's in the field.
Stop asking questions and give your reasoning.
He's not even in the
I
field.
want you guys to act interested.
We are
He's
interested.
not.
Okay. He broke his 10-year-old 3-wood. I'm sure you guys saw that.
That's your reasoning.
That's my reasoning.
I
He was
think
at
it's
Nike
fine.
from 2010,
It's not even
and he snapped it on the range. He's fucked.
So
Imagine
he
if I
says
snapped
he
my
says to
3-wood.
fade a player who's not even in the field because
He's not
his
even in the
3-wood is
field.
All
snapped.
right, well, for the whole season.
And he's taking
Oh
more
my
call because
God.
it's his girlfriend's birthday and he's going to get laid.
Yeah, I'm adding another red card this week. That's unbelievable.
Well, he already got one.
That you would just interject me with Scotty Scheffler when he's not even playing this week. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Go milk yourself.
at least
I'll take next Siwoo Kim, another guy that I've pledged to never bet before.
Siwoo.
65-1 this week. He's gained over 4 strokes tee to green in his last 10 tournaments. That's how you know he's really trending. This is a tournament where your tee to green means more than ever. He is just trending right now. He's finished top 5 a few years ago at this tournament. He's just another guy. He just needs to get hot with the putter. I mean, we know that he really can't get hot with the putter often, but if he
He's a good ball striker.
if he does, he is an opportunity to win this week. Those are my 5 bets this week. Jared, let's hear what you got.
All right, so I got another at 16-1. That's why I only have 3 on my card, and that is fellow Florida State alum Daniel
Yeah.
Berger.
I know he's going to win this week because I haven't put him on my card. But you know what? Just like we always talk about, and just like we did with JT, and just like I didn't mention it earlier, but I took Webb Simpson after the first round at 45-1 when he was 22-1 pre-tournament after the first round. I'm going to be looking at him live 100%.
Yeah, so I mean, again, it's not. I don't have to give an elaborate handicap. You're going to learn very quickly. My golf handicaps are very similar, which is someone who just played and was amazing tee to green, but could not putt at all, which was Berger last week. He didn't normally. Berger's a very good putter. Was not, especially on Bermuda greens. The guy grew up in Bermuda in South Florida. Played on Bermuda his whole life. He loves Bermuda greens and just didn't have it last week when it came to the putting. But he's been playing the best golf of his career over the past. I mean, all of this past year, right, in 2020, and now leading into 2021, it only makes sense that him and Sung Jae go to a playoff this week with my third golfer, actually. It's going to be a triple threat.
It's going to be a triple
and
threat.
it's going to be the
with all
first
three
time this
guys
year,
you
which
bet.
normally this happens a lot more, but finally me and Brandon have the same golfer, and it's Mark Leishman at 66-1. I mean, it's an absurd price and we hit on him back at Torrey Pines last year, and I'm ready to hit on him again this year because I mean, the thing was, the reason why we're getting such piss poor numbers on him, were him in 2020, he was awful. He went like after the restart. Yeah. Well, yeah, after the restart, because of COVID, they were off for 8 weeks. He came back and he was atrocious. He couldn't find his. I mean, he's always the worst part of his game is his driver, but he couldn't find his irons at all. Normally, he's an exquisite iron player and is great putting. And what we saw last week was the irons are back. He's finding the fairways. As long as he can get himself in good spots off the tee and he put himself on the green, that guy can get lights out with his putter like he did at Torrey Pines. And just to piggyback off what you said, that he made his last 5 cuts, he's played this tournament 11 times, and he's made the cut every single time. He's never missed a cut. He loves this course, and hopefully the wind picks up because everyone knows those Aussies love wind, and he's a great wind player.
And
So
I'm telling you, those faster greens are really going to benefit him. These greens are going to be much faster than last week, and they're not going to be having to putt from 45, 50 feet every time. The greens are much smaller.
Well, nice picks.
So those
nice
are
picks.
my 3 outrights.
Very interested to see who your one and dones are going to be. I'll start us off. I know I mentioned the one and done, so we're going to pick one golfer. Once we take him, can't take him the rest of the year. Where they finish in the tournament, the money they make is going to be the money that goes to our piggy bank. I know you mentioned Webb Simpson. I'm going to go Webb Simpson.
Outright favorite. All right.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
rough.
my fade on Webb Simpson this week was we watched him. I love that sound. Is the fact that we watched him last week. His issue always, it always seems like his tee to green game is amazing. However, off the tee, he is just piss poor. He's really errant with the tee shots. He's always got an opportunity to go out of bounds. We watched that live last week. That's my fade on Webb Simpson.
Yeah,
However,
what you mentioned, he's really good with those, from 150 to 200.
yeah, that's gonna be money
That's his
for
bread
him.
and butter.
No, he'll be there. He'll be
Webb
there.
Simpson on Bermuda on par 70s is
Yeah.
always live.
Yeah, this also has
Always live.
this also has a corollary course to Harbor Town, which he's won.
He loves.
Yeah.
Well, there's my one and done, boys.
Well, I will go with my top guy because when it comes to one and done, that's what you do. I'm taking Abraham. Has got the answers. I already gave all my reasons. I think
That's all
that
you
he's
need.
due for a breakthrough. This seems like an opportunity to buy on him at a nice price. I'll take Abraham.
What do you got, Miles?
Call me a square. I'm sticking with Morikawa. It's girl's birthday. He's gonna have the best sex of his life tonight. Hopefully, do a better job than I did. As that's who I'm sticking with. I know it sucks. I can't take him the rest of the year, but I want to get off to a good start.
Does anyone have easy access to that piggy bank?
I do.
Yeah. Why?
Because I need to flip a coin between Sung Jae and Berger here because I don't know which one I want.
I got a coin here. I'll flip it in
Heads
the
or
air.
tails?
Whose heads?
You got bad karma. It always comes a second if you touch it.
Nice hands, feet.
All right, heads is Sung Jae because I'm always a heads guy. Tails is Berger.
I thought I was.
Oh, the flip.
Berger, it is.
Tails
Tails.
is.
I'm gonna have to add Berger to my card because I
Berger.
can't be left without him after taking him last week. So,
It's
So
my
we got-
one
he'll
and
probably
done.
be out.
Brandon's taking answer, Miles Morikawa, Jared Berger, and myself, Webb Simpson.
All right.
Looking forward to a fun little tournament. Get some night golf again, which is my favorite.
Yep.
Nice recap, guys. Hope you guys have some ponies late in the round, and we can bring some winners to this cash crop. Now we are going to our newly edition of Stump the Sheep. Been waiting for this one the whole episode.
Yeah.
So Brandon's gonna ask me about 5 questions, kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I do get one lifeline for the farmer, so
You can give it to anybody, but not me.
And I haven't heard any.
Because I know all the answers.
Well, it depends
Abraham
on-
answers.
If it's a basketball question, it might tail my own.
All right. Number 1. Who was the leading, and I'm going to stick with golf here. Who was the leading money winner on the PGA Tour in the 2020 season? Does not include playoffs. Does not include the Tour Championship.
Dustin Johnson.
Easy. Wait, first off, why would that not include the playoffs or the Tour Championship?
So it wasn't.
Well, that's why, because he won everything in the playoffs.
Yeah, Justin Thomas.
Bang!
All right, give me a break.
All right, I'll give you that
That
one.
counts.
I'm making him easier or harder. All right, he's 1 for 1. I'll give you that. At least you had that. He had 3 wins. DJ also had 3 wins. He just had the bigger
Dustin-
wins.
He won 2 in the playoffs and won the Tour
That's
Championship.
why.
That's
That's
why.
why. So, all right, I'll give you the 1. Ready for this? What team is Dwight Powell on in the NBA?
Jesus Christ.
I thought you said.
I'm gonna phone a friend here, and I'm gonna.
Really? You're already going to use
Wow,
it
you're
on the
gonna use it
second
for-
question?
He has no idea.
I have no clue.
He's been on the
I'm
same
gonna-
team for like 4
I'm
years.
going to phone the milkman himself, NBA guru.
Mark
Save me.
Cuban's home, Dallas
There you
Mavericks.
Oh my
What,
God.
Powell? Am I tripping?
Hey, look, he's second guessing himself.
Wait,
He's
is it
so
Toronto
nervous.
Raptors?
Thank you.
No, you're
Alright, I'm
not
back,
thinking of
I'm
Powell.
back.
That's not Powell. That's a fucking red
Oh,
card.
you're thinking of Norman
He's
Powell.
thinking of Norman
Yeah, you're
Powell.
thinking of
Oh,
Norman Powell.
that's a
That's
red
all
card.
What is it?
Red.
The Mavericks?
What terrible
He is on the
research.
All right, so we're good. Let's go. Move on.
I was going to say the Mavericks.
That's
I'm
what
so
his face
confused.
was on his
Let's go.
face. It was like, oh fuck.
I looked up the Raptors roster and I saw Powell. But you're
'cause
right.
He's
You're
on
right.
my fantasy team.
Either way, that was actually a funny question.
It's hard to stump
regardless.
yourself and stump the sheep when you're looking them up.
That's
had to
why
be like,
I'm
oh,
not the
fuck.
one.
I was
That's
like,
why
wait,
I'm
what?
not the one being asked the questions.
2 for 2.
Number 3. Who won the 2018 Stanley Cup Championship?
That was. So last year was the Lightning. The year before the Blues. The year before that was the.
Wasn't the year before that the Blues?
No. 20, so the Blues. The
You
Blues.
listen. You were so right. Why are you listening?
Keep going. A year before.
You stupid?
Yeah, the year before. Yeah, shut up, man.
No,
No, you're
you-
right, you moron.
The Blues?
No. 2019 is the Blues. You just said it.
No. 2019 would be the Lightning.
No,
Lightning.
2020 was the Lightning.
God.
2019 was the Blues. You said 2018.
The Bruins.
Yeah.
That's another red card.
You guys
The
threw me
Washington
off.
Capitals.
Oh yeah, duh. You guys threw me off though.
All right.
I threw you off.
He's 2 for 1.
All right, go.
And stop looking at everyone, you cheater fuck.
This segment is a bomb.
Where was the 2019 Pro Bowl played?
Orlando.
All right. 3 for 1.
3 for 1. 3 and 1.
Yeah, you're right. When was the last year that this is the last one, and I have a bonus question on top to give you extra points. When was the last year that Rafael Nadal did not win a French Open?
Oh, I
It
know
was
this.
2018 because he didn't play in it.
Wrong.
I was going to say 2016.
It is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He beat the Joker. Thank you.
The Joker
And-
beat him.
But I'll give him a bonus. I'll give him a bonus. How many French Opens has Rafael won?
Like 14.
13.
Bang, Jared. I should have.
I know
that's
my
why I
lefty.
don't
Yeah,
ask
you're
Jared.
tennis.
That's why I don't ask Jared.
That's
so,
fun. I like that.
So
Not bad. 3
you
out of
hit
5.
on JT. I'll give it to you.
Better than your
I'll
record.
give you
on
Dwight
Cash
Powell, even though it was a skewed question. I'll give you
I had the hockey until they
Stanley
threw me
Cup.
out.
You missed. Pro Bowl. You got 3-1. So 3-2.
Not bad. Looking
Alright.
forward to it next week.
We are playing Stump the Sheep.
Love it. Love it. All right, boys. Getting to the end of the episode here. It's that time for the miscellaneous picks. Miles.
I wanted to talk about NBA. You guys just skipped over
Ooh,
that.
we did skip.
I mean, I don't have a lot to talk about, but one of my cash crops has to do with the NBA. So
Honestly, I did tell the host to skip the NBA because
No,
you
not-
won't just follow the basic rules that we've even. You know how many fans I've had have reach out to me? I thought you said Miles was going to post his picks on Twitter, and you post absolutely nothing. So now we're skipping you out because you can't even do what the fans want.
you know what? And I respect that.
It takes you 5 seconds to go on Twitter and write Pelicans -7.
Well, speaking of Pelicans -7, that ties into my cash crops. I got the Clippers -7. I'm fading Lonzo Ball first time in my career. He was day-to-day. I don't know if it's come out whether he's out or not, but that was my reasoning. Since then, Zion Williamson has been ruled out, so now it's moved to 9.5. I got lucky. That's, you know, you
Wait,
can't
so you trying to tell me the whole portion of this bet and your whole reason
no. It
was that Lonzo Ball was day to day, may not
and
play.
Bledsoe was day to day. The both of them, and then a healthy Kawhi and a healthy Paul George.
Honestly,
And 7 points. That was my
sounds
We
reasoning.
didn't cap it like that. So.
That was my reasoning. And now Zion Williamson just makes it even better because I was like, Zion Williamson and Kawhi are going to go at it. They'll cancel each other out, and you got Paul George.
No,
on an island.
all my point is, you made it sound like your
All right.
sole handicap was that Lonzo Ball wasn't
Since you're
playing.
giving me so much shit, why don't you give me shit about LaMelo Ball?
What?
We've done that enough.
That he leads the league in turnovers for rookies.
What else
that
does he
leads
lead the league
in field goals missed for
And
rookies.
what else does he lead the league in?
Well, I mean, when you're shooting the ball
Points,
twice
assists,
more than
what
any
else?
other rookie.
Okay, and I think that ESPN came out with like a Rookie of the Year leaderboard. And I think that LaMelo was on the top of that.
I'd hope so.
It's early. It's early.
Well,
It's early. We haven't talked
wanna
about
say-
the fact that Markelle Fultz out for the year, I think.
Yeah.
See, even when
So,
you get lucky.
Cole
still-
Anthony.
Oh, and JJ Redick's out for the Pelicans.
James
So
Wiseman.
that was another.
Yeah, Wiseman's been looking nice.
Wiseman.
Yeah, he
Golden
does look
State
good.
just in general.
I like how Draymond Green is really mentoring.
Yeah,
him, too.
brutal
That's-
loss
All right,
last
any
night.
more NBA?
That was basically everything I wanted to cover. So Clippers, lock it in if you
Perfect.
haven't already.
Well, yeah, everyone's going to hear this in the morning, be really excited for the bet they should have taken
And this
last
isn't
night.
a cash crop, but book it. The Hornies +4.
If you listen to this episode and
When?
you don't see
Tonight?
a tweet
They're getting
tonight of him
smoked
saying,
right now.
Doesn't matter.
Cut it.
Getting smooth. Well, they were getting smooth. Well, let's go miscellaneous picks. One of my favorites after getting Sheffield United on the board. I'll just start us off. I'm going right back to the Premier League. You have Southampton Saints taking on Leicester City. Southampton getting a goal and a half. Another big game for them. They're both near the top of the table. I like the recent form that Southampton's been on. I think they're coming off a 1-0 win over Liverpool, so their confidence is high. Give me the team getting a goal and a half. They're more sound defensively. Leicester is more of a goal-scoring team, but I think Southampton can match their goal scoring. And the hook, I think, is going to be my best friend. I see this being like maybe a 2-2 draw.
hooks are big in soccer.
All right. Well, as everybody knows, my best sport is obviously the golf. So I will get straight to my miscellaneous picks. I'm going to stick with the guys that I bet on because that's what I believe in. I'm taking Mark Leishman over Jason Kokrak at +125. Since his win at the CJ Cup in October, Jason Kokrak's been awful. He popped off on Saturday this week. We saw that. He went bonkers on Saturday. The rest of the tournament, he was so bad. He finished the tournament losing 5 strokes to the field tee to green. That is not going to work on a tree-lined course with narrow fairways. I hate Jason Kokrak this week. I'm taking Mark Leishman on the greens that I think he'll be more accustomed to. I'm also taking Siwoo Kim again over Keegan Bradley.
Ooh.
If there's one ball striker that I'm going to fade their putting,
Keegan.
it's Keegan Bradley.
100%.
So if I
Never
think
been a
that
fan.
these two guys are similar and one of them is the worst putter, and trust me, Siwoo is a terrible putter.
Keegan.
But there's nobody worse than Keegan Bradley.
Agreed.
Give me Siwoo Kim. He's got a great track record on this course. I'll take Siwoo Kim over Keegan Bradley at -115. Those are my 2 cash crop miscellaneous bets in golf.
Oh, those are cash crops. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Vince Cash Crop
miscellaneous.
too.
I'm going to go to the hardwood in college, but I'm not going men. I'm going women's.
What?
Women's college basketball.
What?
And we have
I'm rock
Oregon.
hard right now.
This
have
is
lines on
tomorrow
those
night.
games?
Of course I do. This is tomorrow night, which would be Thursday, January 14th, the day before. Dr. Singer. Go see Dr. Singer. If the bookie breaks your back, he'll take care of you. He's turning 55, young man. It's not true.
Yeah, 62,
So women's college basketball, right? Got Arizona and Oregon. In Arizona, no more Sabrina Ionescu.
I love her.
So we're going Arizona to pick them.
Is your-
The 10 seed versus the 11 seed. We're taking the 11 seed at home, Arizona. They both have lost to Stanford. Other than that, the only loss that Arizona has is in overtime last week.
I love how you have
The last
no
game.
analysis on an NFL
Yeah.
game that everybody knows, but you
But
can
he just comes
fire
fire
it
on
on
college.
His analysis was that the first pick overall left to Oregon. Like, that's not factoring in.
Oh, I love that. I'm
They-
tailing Arizona. Pick
They're-
'em. 100%.
My man.
It's
we
gonna be a
Arizona to pick them at
Cal
home.
Pig week.
We got a 10 versus 11 seed. Arizona. You know why?
because Sabrina
Adam Morrison
Ionescu
is an alumni.
Because we went to Arizona for my bachelor party.
Oh, that too.
Fuck
That just adds to it.
Fuck talking stick.
Can you even bet on women's basketball?
Skip.
Yes, you can, Miles.
I
Yes,
know,
you
I'm
can.
joking.
All right.
Morrison didn't go to Arizona.
Well, he went to Gonzaga, you fucking idiot.
Our producer just gave us an
I knew
idea.
that, too.
Adam Morrison is from Gonzaga.
I don't even know. Honestly, I just zoned him out.
Last memory I have him is in the Lakers. So.
Milking all over himself. He cannot think.
Yeah, you're right.
What you got, Farmer?
All right, so I have a number of miscellaneous picks, but 3 of them are cash crops. So I'm going to throw those in there first and foremost with my 4 other NFLers. Number 1, and you guys already know where I'm going because it happened last week, and I talked about we took it
We know
game
it.
before. Juventus, they're getting a quarter of a goal, and for you at home, what's a quarter of a goal? It means if they draw, then you win half your bet, all right? And then if they lose, you just lose outright.
I did not see who they're playing, but if I were to guess, they're playing Atalanta.
On the road at Inter Milan.
Oh.
Inter second in the table.
Inter's
No
good.
spectators, or if there are, they'll be limited due to COVID. And again, Inter's a good team, but they just played today in the Cup. They played in extra time. Lukaku's in there running his ass off. What are you guys doing? The Cup game means nothing. Focus on Juventus. You think you can just half-ass go in there and beat them at home because you're playing at home? No. Juventus is going on the road. They're winning outright. Again,
I love that.
Juventus. I'll be on them over and over again because they're going to win the league. Second, I mean, is there a team more overrated that's leading the English Premier League of all time than Manchester United right now? Yeah, I get Liverpool at home, minus 110 money line.
What?
Against Manchester United
That
because
might be
Liverpool
a bet to
the last couple games Liverpool has played like shit. Oh, they don't look good.
They're gonna dominate.
Liverpool is gonna win 3-0. It's not even. It was not too long ago where a self-proclaimed Manchester United fan, that's a friend of ours, Aaron Breckeisen, was calling for the coach's head because they blew a Champions League lead where they pretty much all they had to do was draw one of their last 2 games to make it to the next round,
barely
and they
beat
lost.
Brighton. I mean, they played Burnley. They won 1-0.
They played nobody. They've beaten a bunch of bums.
suck.
They are not good. They are overrated. I'm getting Liverpool at home. No, home is not as advantageous as it normally is.
Still,
because there's
it's
no fans.
Anfield.
And I'm getting them at Anfield minus 110 to me. Oh, that is
I'm
just,
all over that.
yeah,
That line's
like-
gonna go way up.
Yeah.
I'll do
And-
minus 150 game time, 100%.
I mean, yeah, it's Sunday, prime time. It is what it is. And last but not least, I'm going to go with just one cash crop in golf this week, and it's going to, you probably guess who it is, Sung J M, baby, and it's over Matsuyama. And I normally love Matsuyama, you know that, but all I have to tell you is this stat. Last week, 42 players on the field. After the second round, the second worst putter in the field had lost 3.7 strokes putting. The worst putter in the field, Matsuyama, lost 7.7.
Ugh.
He lost over double the strokes putting as the next worst guy in the field. And there's one thing, there's only one person I'm not going to try to think about variance, and it's Matsuyama. When his putter is off, he is just off and shook as a leaf. He's going to struggle on these Bermuda greens. He's going to miss the cut. Give me Sung Jae over Matsuyama.
Love it.
And just a couple others quickly, not going to go too deep into them, but these are just miscellaneous picks that aren't cash crops. I'm taking Kisner over Answer. Sorry, Brandon, I know you love him, but like you said, you kind of proved your own point wrong. What I love doing is when you get a golfer like that gains 7 strokes putting in a tournament and doesn't even sniff contention, I'm fading that all week long. And Kisner just missed my card. He was probably the 4th guy that would have made my card. He missed my card. He dominates these short Bermuda courses as well. But he just wasn't a little long enough for me. I had to pick and choose.
I love Kisner this week, but at 30-1, I just think that the number was there.
I'm just saying, to me, it was that me liking Kisner and I'm getting at plus money against Answer, who gained 7 strokes putting and
It's
didn't
a fair
contend.
matchup.
So, and then last, I mean, I don't have to echo your sentiments, but Leishman over Kokrak at plus money as well. Taking that, and the last one is going to be an NHL future, and I can't make this a cash crop because it doesn't count like that. But future-wise, miscellaneous, and it's kind of it's going to remind you of a future had in the NBA a little bit earlier this year that all of you guys didn't like. But it's going to be the
Miami,
Panthers under 63.5 points.
Dude, Justin
The
Levine.
Look at
Florida
me, look at me
Panthers.
if you're watching. I love my Florida Panthers, love them to
We
death.
just lost Justin
But-
Levine for sure.
And everyone's probably like, 60.5 points in 82 games? That's like really low. They're going to be that bad. No. It's a short season. There's only 56 games in the NHL this year. So if you equate that, 63.5 points is making you a borderline playoff team. And this team
I'm sure
is...
scheduling, they're going to have to play Tampa probably like 4 times because they're close.
I think they end the year 3 times in a row against Tampa. But, yeah, of course.
See ya.
They're going to play them a lot. And this team is just not good. They lose Hoffman. They lose Dadonov. They're just not a good team whatsoever. They're going to struggle to score goals. I know Barkov's going to get hurt because I'm from the future. He'll miss about half the season with a shoulder injury. And this team's going to have 52 points and honestly be bottom 5 team in the league. So under is a lock.
Yeah, I got one more. I know you mentioned NHL. Baseball is not too far around the corner. We had some big news this week with the Nationals. They picked up Kyle Schwarber, and they also picked up... Didn't they get one more person? No,
Dude, it's
no,
3
no.
months away. What do you mean it's not? It's just
I
around
mean,
the
it's
corner.
close, dude. Baseball pitchers...
They start spring training at the end
pitchers
of
and catchers.
February.
Yeah, pitchers and catchers.
They always do
stay.
that. I know.
So Obviously, Nationals won the World Series 2 years ago. Awful year last year, obviously with COVID, their pitchers, they have some injuries. I'm expecting a bounce back year from them, taking them to win the National League Championship. So they'll be representing the National League in the World Series at 16-1. So I like that one a lot.
No faith in the World Series?
No, because just no need. I'll take my 16. I'll take my 16-1 and walk away.
I mean, it's hard to bet a team to win the World Series from the NL
Yeah,
when
and the only reason
the
why-
Miami Marlins are
Yeah.
creeping up their ass.
I mean, that was my point. Like the only reason why they're probably 16-1, they play one of the toughest division. You have the Braves, who are going to be the front runners. The Mets just made those big trades, so now they're actually the pressure of them actually to perform. They're probably dropped to like the third team in that division, and the Phillies were making moves, who you mentioned before. So now, really, all the pressure's off them. They've actually just won a championship. Scherzer will be healthy. Strasburg will be back. Corbin's there. Pretty sure they just picked up another good pitcher. I know there was one more signing. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But 16-1 just to win the National League, I mean, it's good value. So
A little too early for... I
know,
don't do my
it's too
baseball
early, but
research until the pitchers
I gotta
the free
start-
agency market's still wide open.
I gotta start
Yes.
hinting baseball in here because it's coming around,
That's
and I
fair.
want to make sure.
That's one of our sports for sure.
Yeah. Former college athlete, Lynn University.
All right.
Well, boys,
We
as
got-
always, good content, good picks.
Do we have some
We
questions?
got to ask the farm.
Ooh, we do. We did.
Wow, I was
post-
getting excited for Bet the Farm. I was like, what are we
Yeah,
gonna
that
do
was what I was getting
We'll
at.
get
We do
there,
have-
but ask the farm. We had a few questions come in this week. First question that I've got from AW, that's their handle. Are tomatoes vegetables or fruits?
Who's
You're
AW?
asking the wrong person because I hate tomatoes, so I'm out on this one.
A tomato would be a vegetable.
Tomato
it's
to
a
me
f-
is a vegetable for sure.
Is it?
You're going with a fruit?
A fruit is something you can fucking enjoy and like bite into. Like
You don't even bite into a tomato house, you can eat it.
Tomatoes not.
tomato you slice up and put
Yeah,
on a
it's
fucking
technically
sandwich
a
and
fruit,
salad.
but it's not really a fruit.
It's technically
It's a phony fruit.
It's technically a fruit.
A fruit. I think if you grab a piece of fruit and you fucking bite
Yeah,
into
but
it,
if you want to
And you enjoy it.
and you enjoy it. Tomato, you slice it up like a fucking cucumber, fucking onion. It's a vegetable.
All right, we have another
Who the fuck
question.
is AW?
I don't know,
I
man.
think you can use your context,
We have a
please.
question from Kyle Arnett.
Oh.
How was your birthday, Miles?
My birthday was fantastic.
Oh, we already figured out how his birthday was. All right.
It was loads of fun.
I had one more question from Robert Clement.
Ooh, big dog.
Why did we doubt Miles on LaMelo rookie MVP?
Okay, I'm taking this one. For the 500th time, I feel like I've said this like until your guys' ears will bleed. So, Robert, wake up! But the simple answer, I wasn't doubting him. He was the odds-on favorite. Obviously, he had the odds-on best chance to win it. The doubt was that the value was not there and that he'd be inefficient like he is. But no one else has stepped up because Cole Anthony's just as inefficient.
Halliburton's looking nice.
He is looking
Yeah,
good.
he plays
He
too
just
late. I'm already in
he's
bed
in
by
such
that
a
time.
stacked
So.
front
Yeah.
court.
Who?
He's in such a stacked. He's on the Sacramento Kings.
yeah.
He's fighting with time with De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield. It's tough, but he's looking nice.
Hey, I'm looking. We still got
Well, all it
plenty,
takes is an injury. We figured that out with Cole Anthony.
dude, plenty of basketball left. And by the way, you're not taking into account LaMelo Ball is gonna slip at a nightclub in Charlotte. Whiskey
19.
River.
Where's he going?
Whiskey River. You can get in at 18.
Whiskey River.
Let's go to Whiskey River. I've been there multiple times. Love it. They're actually maybe a sponsor soon. And he's gonna go there, slip.
Do you know who owns Whiskey River?
Who?
Laverne
cares?
Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah.
I was gonna say LeVar Ball.
Do you say Daryl or Dale?
Dale.
Oh, you junior, all
Junior,
right?
junior.
Yeah. R.I.P. Senior. And yeah. So to answer your question, no one's doubting him. It was all value. Okay.
Very nice. Nice to hear from Big Dub. I wonder what he's doing. Love
He's
to-
obviously-
love to get him on the show as a guest.
He's being curious why we're doubting plus 300
Doesn't
picks
he-
for
Plus
Rookie of the Year.
400.
Dude, don't you own a restaurant?
Plus 350. Don't
Now,
lie.
now it probably is. I told you to take it.
Just-
now
you
it's
You said
probably
it.
is.
Plus 350.
You want me to scroll back to episode
Yes.
1?
I will bet you anything. You'll lose your second bet to me.
Check
Well,
the tape.
What an episode.
Yeah, we jam packed. A lot of picks as always. Looking forward to watching the NFL playoffs. UFC right around the corner. Big fights coming up. We got Conor McGregor next week, so make sure you stay tuned. I think there's a card this weekend.
We got Max Holloway versus Calvin Cater this weekend.
So
Another card on Wednesday. Chiesa versus Magny
Will you be
is the
doing
main
a card? Will
card.
you be doing a show with the Burn Dog for both?
We will.
What's
and then-
Chimaev?
and
That's
Chimaev
March, I
versus
just saw.
Leon Edwards got postponed,
Oh,
but
eat shit.
we have a lot to talk about. Tune in for me and the Burn Dog. That'll come out on Friday. We'll be recording that on Thursday this week. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be a lot of good content there. If you really, last time we did this, I went 6-1. Burn Dog went, I believe, 4-2 or
parlay
6-1, and he hit on his cash crop. If you want to win money in MMA and you
That's
like watching MMA on the weekends and UFC, you better tune in.
Absolutely. And then as always, we got our Matt Lawson with our Flanny's review. We're going to be getting that
Flanny's
up.
food review, all right?
Flanny's food review with
Thank you.
Matthew Lawson.
Was
That's it, boys.
Was there a bet we all agreed on?
Oh.
Yeah, what do you mean that's it, boys? It's the most important
I think
part of the show.
is everybody on the
4-0-1. Undefeated.
Who?
The Bucks?
I was gonna say I think Bucks plus 3.5 right now looks like the one thing that there's consensus on across the table.
I'm in on Bucks 3.5.
I feel like I'm always.
You were the one that said it earlier.
No, I said I like the spot. It's a revenge game. I'm a Packer fan. I don't want to see fucking Tom Brady anywhere near Green Bay.
I want to see a
Think
super.
we
I
care?
love the
You know
Ravens.
it's a good
bro.
sign
The
when he
It's
says
Ravens.
about bet the farm. It's not about your feelings,
The
okay?
Ravens.
You have to win this game
There
first.
was one more.
You know, should we take the Rams? Hedge your bets?
No, there was one more we were kind of talking about.
Chiefs?
Well, we're talking about the Ravens, but he wants
No,
no
we were
part
combating
of the
on
Bills.
everything.
I'm not agreeing on the Ravens.
Well, you know what? I'll take the +3. Saints from by 1. I could be happy with that.
No, it's 3. I'm taking 3.5. All right.
That's what I'm saying. So they can lose and I'll still be happy. I think that's the consensus.
So we got
Tampa
it?
Bay plus 3.5.
And you know that's what we call a bet the farm.
There you go. There you have it, boys, girls. Great episode. Look forward to sitting here on Wednesday, hopefully with an NFC Championship berth for my Green Bay Packers. Stay safe out there, everybody.
Cheers.